There's a very specific kind of tired this book is made for. Not I can't cook tired, more like I could cook, but I don't want to think. Most cookbooks still assume you want to think about dinner. This one doesn't. So I cooked from what to cook when you don't feel like cooking across real weeknights, tracked how hard the recipes actually were, how they turned out, and whether I'd make them again. And that's when I understood why this book works when others don't. Today, I'm walking through what it's actually like to cook from this book, where it shines, where it's honest, and who it's really for. Because this isn't a cookbook for food inspiration, it's a cookbook for decision fatigue. At first glance, this book feels calm, not overwhelming, not performative, clean, well-designed, immediately readable. The smartest structural choice, how it's organized. Instead of sorting recipes by cuisine or protein, everything is grouped by time. 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, plus longer recipes, greens, and sweets. That sounds simple, but it completely changes how you decide what to cook. I'm not asking myself, what am I in the mood for? I'm actually asking myself, how much energy do I actually have? And on a weeknight, that matters more. That single change removes a surprising amount of friction and sets the tone for how the rest of the book works. One thing I noticed immediately, and now wish every cookbook did, is how ingredients are handled. Ingredients are bolded directly inside the instructions, often with the amounts included. So instead of constantly flipping back and forth, everything shows up exactly when you need it. It sounds small, it isn't. That alone makes cooking feel calmer. Every recipe also includes built-in flexibility, tips, swaps, shortcuts, ways to bulk things up, slow cooker options, hands-off alternatives. None of this feels overwhelming. Cooking from this book feels forgiving. It doesn't punish you for being tired, and that's why it builds confidence. And that tone isn't an accident. Caroline Chambers isn't a trained chef. She's a home cook who built a following by sharing realistic weeknight meals on Instagram. Her first book, Just Married, came out of cooking for two as a newlywed. This one came out of cooking for her family with 2 young kids. And you can feel that in every recipe. She's not trying to impress you, she's trying to get dinner on the table without losing her mind. That perspective, tired parent who still wants to eat well, is baked into how this book is designed. Before I walk through what I cooked, quick note on how I score things. Every recipe gets 2 scores, outcome and CPR. Outcome is, how did it taste and would I actually make it again? CPR is cussing per recipe, measures how hard a recipe is in real life, not technically, emotionally. CPR of 1 means it was calm, clear instructions, minimal prep, no drama. CPR of 5 means I questioned my life choices. At the end, I roll those into an overall book rating. Recipes, 70% of the score. Book usability, layout, clarity, ingredient accessibility, design, 30%. So let's get into what I actually cooked. Cheater, chicken, Tinga, Tostadas was first. CPR of 1, outcome of 5. Under 15 minutes as promised, minimal frustration, easy execution. Not mind-blowing, but fast and simple and not bland. Exactly what a weeknight meal should be. Peanut butter cup pot stick cream. CPR of 1, outcome of 7. Low effort, high payoff. Under 10 minutes and felt like a real dessert. Rich, satisfying, genuinely impressive for how simple they were. Next, I cooked grilled lemon harissa chicken with zucchini. CPR of 1, outcome of 6. Consistently easy with better flavor development than the tostadas. The lemon and harissa add brightness and depth without making the recipe feel too complicated. Next, I cooked 1 pan al pastor enchiladas, CPR of 2, outcome of 8. This one required a little bit more attention, but it paid off. Vibrant, well-developed flavors, very satisfying result. This is what happens when you invest just a little bit more time with Caroline's recipes. Across the board, nothing I made felt flat. Nothing felt like filler. Most importantly, these are meals that I'd actually make again. Not just once for content, but on a random Tuesday when I'm tired and hungry. That's harder to pull off than it sounds. A couple things worth knowing. The time estimates can be optimistic. A 15-minute recipe often took a little closer to 20, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're only looking to spend 15 minutes on a meal, maybe those 5 minutes matter to you. And while the ingredients are accessible, this book assumes a reasonably stocked pantry. For me, neither of these were deal breakers. Overall book score, 7.25 out of 10. Personally, I enjoy spending more time building deeper, more complex flavors, so this book probably won't stay on my shelf long term. I'll likely pass it along to a busy parent who would really benefit from how easy and forgiving these recipes are. But that doesn't mean that this isn't a good book. This book doesn't make cooking feel like a performance. It makes dinner feel manageable. And if you're standing in front of the fridge, tired, hungry, and not wanting to think, this book knows exactly how you feel. For the right cook, at the right moment in their life, What to Cook When You Don't Feel Like Cooking does exactly what it promises. If you enjoyed this review, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next cookbook review.